Ladies and gentlemen, freedom of speech has been the topic that was most discussed among people in a democratic way. An example, whenever people are talking about political issues or even simply just expressing their rights to let their voices be heard by people and society in general. But let's narrow it down a little to what we mean by freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is the right to speak our minds, share ideas and beliefs, and express ourselves. Now, in this day and age, we can see that society has been using their voices to raise awareness or even speaking out for certain issues that needs attention or issues that are unspotlighted. We can see in this generation they're voicing out regarding issues like Black Lives Matter, they're raising awareness regarding about climate change, and etc. But have you ever wondered, will the next generation be able to do such things, or are they unable to do so because their freedom of speech has been detained? Good morning, honorable judges. My name is Joseline Yap, and today I will be delivering my speech regarding the topic given, the significance of freedom of speech in school. Right, school. It's a place for learning, as we all know. It's where our parents drop us off and expect us to gain knowledge every day by learning subjects like history, geography, arts, and etc. We have this routine every day as it keeps on repeating day by day, when the fact and the problem is that schools should not only just teach us on subjects and things like how to figure out the classifications of animals or like the geographic location of one country. Although yes, I do agree that those things are important and I do not resent it. But one important thing that I believe that schools should prepare students for instead of just passing exams is also helping these students to grow as individuals and prepare us to be good citizens. Now, being a good citizen means that we do everything that it takes to make a betterment for the society, by all means that we speak with our voices loud and clear to make a better change for society in general. But there's a problem. We can see that youth these days are simply being silenced out by adults simply because they think that these youths don't know what they're saying, or maybe that they're just playing around. Youth these days are underestimated just because of their age, when the fact is that regardless of their age, they have the rights to actually voice out what they want to say, and their opinions should matter regardless. Now, this is where school comes into view. The idea of that children and youths who are being silenced at home, maybe by their parents or their relatives in general, should be a concern for everybody. When these children or youths who are being silenced goes to school, and even at school they don't get to have a say in such activities, like for example in some cases that students aren't able to have a say in like student councils, or maybe have a different opinions from the teachers or school officials, it is just the same as being that parent that tells the children what they can or cannot say. And it is of course equivalent to taking away a student's freedom of speech in school. And the problem is that in schools, there is a limit on the amount of freedom of speech students can have. How are students supposed to feel like they have a voice when they're being told that they can only speak of certain topics? That's why I believe that schools should be the option for students to grow into becoming a better person, and by letting students have the freedom of speech, it gives a better chance for students to let their opinions to be shared and to spread to make a difference in society and even the world later on when they grow up. Another point is that it is essential that freedom of speech in schools should not be limited because it gives students a voice, it educates them on their rights, and it brings students together. As school is a place for learning, so it is significant to teach the students to feel free to have opinions and learn about their rights rather than shutting it down just because of their age or maybe just because they're not mature enough for their opinions. So if students want to create an organization in school about raising awareness regarding feminism, well, they should do it without having to fear about being declined by the school officials. If students want to raise awareness in schools by putting up campaigns about Black Lives Matter, then they should do it without having to worry about being silenced by anyone. And there are countless of other young people using their voices to advocate for a better world and causes that they believe in. And it is crucial that they begin to learn the value of freedom of speech and the power of using your voice from an early age at school. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, schools should be a place for development for students, not just academically, but also morally. So schools listen to students' opinions and support their opinions and taking it into account responsibly and just simply giving them the freedom of speech, then they will grow into adults who will know that their voices are justified, and they will grow up to be confident in making a change in the society with their voices and also their opinions. Because if these students or youths do not learn the basic values of freedom of speech in schools, and they grow into adults who refrain from speaking or becoming intolerant of other points of views, what will happen to the society later on, ladies and gentlemen? That is why it is significant to have freedom of speech in schools for the development of students as well as society later on in the future. Thank you.